What's going on? This is Julian with True Nerd and the Game Fanatics. I kind of wanted to do this video talking about the business at a high level behind a game and how a game makes profit. So let's go ahead and switch over here. So this is an article over on gamesindustry.biz about Knockout City shutting down this June. And recently we've been seeing a lot of games, I won't say studios, games that, live service games that have been shutting down or kind of switching up how they're doing things. And from the outside looking in, I understand that it may seem like there's a lot of people playing a game. There's a lot of people that support a game, but there's a lot of costs associated with creating and maintaining a game, and especially a live service game. So really quick, let's see, clear everything. So I'll put this over to the side. I'm not sure how much Knockout City cost to make, but let's just throw out, let's say $20 million. And when it initially came out, I believe you can gain access for $30. Oops. 1 second, I did that wrong. Divided by 30. So I don't like that number, but assuming that you got that full $30, it would cost you about 600,000. It would require you to sell about 600,000 copies of the game to make your money back. But the reality of the situation is you don't get that whole $30. So this is where the average selling price comes in. So when you think about that, the average selling price is factoring in discounts, various price drops, the cut that the different platforms take when you're publishing or releasing the game on their platform. So Steam takes a cut, Xbox takes a cut, Sony takes a cut. Wherever it's released, they take a cut. So in this case, let's just say it's the average selling price is $17 when all is said and done. It may be a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower. So that changes from, almost doubles the amount of copies that you need to sell to break even. So we're not even talking about making a profit yet. Now, in Knockout City and in other games, there are things like XP boosters, there's cosmetics. A lot of games, are really trying to avoid the whole play to win or pay to win model. So let's just say XP boosters and cosmetics are your main kind of post-sale monetization. And maybe DLC depending on the type of game, if it's a single player game or if it's a game like Destiny where you have some type of expansion. But with that being said, when you're creating additional content, you really have to think about the cadence at which you're releasing that content. With Knockout City being a new game, a lot of people loved it, but it was still a new franchise. So you don't have that franchise love that someone who plays, let's say, Gran Turismo or Forza or Halo, or like these games that have been around for years, where people kind of put a little bit of extra money into that. So my assumption is here that if you compare the average revenue per user or per player, it probably pales in comparison to a game like Apex or a game like Fortnite for sure. And with that being said, like games like Apex or Fortnite are so huge. It's like people will try out a Knockout City. What other game was there? I'm blanking right now, but there was another game that's shutting down. That was a battle royale, but it was pretty cool. You kind of use magic and all these things. We actually did a review on it. I'll try to drop a link after I upload the video. But it's hard for these games to compete, and not only for money but for time. It's like, yeah, this is cool. I'm going to play it for a little bit. It may hold my attention for a couple weeks, maybe even a couple months. But eventually, I'm going to go back to Apex, or I'm going to go back to Fortnite. That's what people are thinking. And when you look at a game like Avengers, that I wouldn't necessarily even say shipped broken. There was a lot of things with Avengers that people were just kind of weird about. And it's one of the issues that a lot of games face when you have a popular franchise and people get used to the likenesses of, let's say, a Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Sometimes it kind of throws them off when it's not his face or her face in that role. So they may not play the game. But with Avengers, I think one of the issues was over time keeping up with content. Like when you have a high fidelity game, a high detail game, cranking that content out is going to take time. It takes money. And I don't think they had that content in between large drops to keep people's attention. And a game like that costs probably closer to 100 million, if not more, to create. Then post launch, you have your server costs, you have your you have salaries, you have all these things that are your constant everyday costs. But if you don't have the player base and the people spending money to justify it, it's kind of understandable why these games are shutting down. And you're starting to see some of these issues in some single player narrative games too. How else can we make a high quality game and make money from it? And you're starting to see, I think Xbox started to do it first, trying to make sure games were on PC. Now you're starting to see Sony do it. You need people to gain access to your game to get more money in your pocket, and that's one of the benefits of Game Pass and now the different tiers of PlayStation Plus. But yeah, this is just a super high level, some super high level thoughts. I don't want to get really deep into monetization in this video, but definitely leave some comments below. Let's have a conversation about this. It really sucks to see some great games going away. But yeah, so stay tuned to True Nerd, and that's TRUNRD, over on YouTube, and then this will be posted on thegamefanatics.com. And yeah, again, let's talk about it, and we'll see you next time.